meet you, Michael White.
Hi,
Nice to meet you. Have a seat. We'll get started in just a second. Congratulations on being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let everybody have a seat. Welcome into this 2025 NCAA Women's March Madness pre-tournament press conference. A few announcements before we begin for the room. As a courtesy to your fellow media members as well as the coaches and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Also, please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question. If you are joining us on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions. We'll address questions in the room first and then get to Zoom if time allows. As a reminder, recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. We're now joined by the Duke Blue Devils. We have with us student athletes Taina Mayer and Delaney Thomas. We'll open the room to questions again and then go to Zoom later. If you do have a question, just raise your hand. We have a mic for you. So front row, far left, right here. Oh, mic, please. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Destiny with the Juice Network. I've been following you guys all season long. I'm sure I've become a familiar face around the facility. My question to you is, how are you all preparing, coming off such a great closing season for the regular season?
Yeah, I think our preparation has been to stay focused on this tournament. Although we did win on the ACC tournament, it's behind us now. We're on to a new goal. So we just been looking forward.
Yeah, I think just to add on to that, like keeping the competitive spirit high, we still have something to go for and win for, so we're just going to keep compete together.
Front row.
Yeah, Mitch Northam, SB Nation. For both of you guys, I'm just kind of curious, what have you seen on film from Lehigh? What are you kind of expecting from them in your matchup?
Yeah, Lehigh's a very competitive team. They have a lot of players on their team who are older. You know, a lot of grads, a lot of seniors. They have a lot of experience. With them, like they shoot the basketball at a really high level. And that's something that we're going to pay a lot of attention to.
She summed it up well.
Okay. Front row.
Doug Feinberg, the Associated Press. For both of you, what is your first March Madness memory? As a kid watching a game maybe or such, you remember when you first watched a women's game in the tournament?
Delaney, why don't you start this time?
My March Madness memory is watching Enrique shoot that shot over UConn, which was pretty exciting, and just the energy, the atmosphere. I just really wanted to be in that, and I aspired to be there someday.
Yeah, the same thing as Delaney. I mean, it was the most iconic March Madness moment, I think, growing up in my life. So, yeah, maybe the same one.
More questions from the room? No front row.
This tournament site has two really good freshmen, Michaela Blake's on Vanderbilt and then Toby, with you guys. Just kind of wondering, for both your perspectives, what have you seen from Toby this year in terms of her growth, and what does she mean to your team? How important is she to your success?
She's a very vital, important part to our team, just having that youth. But she's so experienced in that way. She knows how to score the basketball. That's one of her strongest attributes, and we're just so happy and excited that she's with us.
Yeah, I think that Toby's a very explosive player. She plays a huge role in our team, as people have seen throughout the entire year. So we're just excited for her to go out here and compete in her first March Madness tournament.
Front row.
Destiny Vance again with the Juice. Can you talk about having home court advantage, first and second round being here, and what is the importance to you all as the host and as the players?
Yeah, this is my second March Madness tournament and my first time hosting, so I'm just super excited to look forward to seeing all the crazies here and all of our fans who've been supporting us all season. So I think it's exciting for not just us, but also our fans in the city of Durham.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. For both of you, you got really on the national profile winning the ACC tournament. Not that you hadn't been before, but people are paying attention now. How do you like being kind of the front runners? How do you feel like that position is going to fit this team?
I think no matter what, you kind of got to go in this with an underdog mentality. We're all on stage one now. It's a new tournament. You got to have that same mentality, that same feistiness, that same hunger.
More questions? Again, second row.
Are you aware of the kind of trauma of Duke versus Lehigh and what that means to the local community? Has that lore been told to you?
So this morning when we had watched film with Coach Kara, she had brought that up about how important that this game is to Duke fans in general. So yeah.
More questions from the room? Front row?
I don't know if either of you have thought about it, but it seems like this area is the hotbed of women's basketball and college basketball right now with the men's tournament at Raleigh and then the 3 women's tournaments being played in the area. How special is that to have so much great basketball in this area the next couple of days?
I think it's really exciting. It's just so much young, fresh talent that we're able to support our boys, support our own, and even compete against schools right in this triangle.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting for the state of North Carolina. There's basketball everywhere, all over the state, but particularly for our Duke community, it's going to be super exciting to watch the girls play here and the guys play in Raleigh. So, yeah, it'll be super exciting.
Any other questions from the room? Seeing none on Zoom as well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Just some closing announcements for the room. Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us. see you. Michael White. Hey, Mike. We'll get started in just a second. We're now joined by the head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, Kara Lawson. We will open questions after an opening statement from Coach. To the room first, if you can, raise your hand. We've got a mic for you. Again, a reminder to please provide your name and your media affiliation each time you ask a question. When we're done in the room, we'll then go to Zoom. So on Zoom, if you will, please just raise your hand using the hand function on Zoom. Coach, an opening statement, and then we'll have questions.
Excited that the first game is upon us. Obviously, our group is, feels good about being at home, and being able to work leading up to the week has been good. And I can't say that much has changed for us. I mean, we're excited, we're ready to go, and looking forward to playing a good Lehigh team, and understand that everybody in this tournament is really good. Everybody can present issues, and if you don't come ready to play, you'll lose. I think that's what we all like about March, is that it's unpredictable, and you can't put your finger on it. You have to play well to win. That's how it should be. So our focus all week has been playing well, knowing that if you don't play well, you'll lose, and that's how it should be in competition. So hopefully our group is ready to play well tomorrow.
Questions from the room? Front row, middle.
Yeah, Mitch Northam, SB Nation. Gary, this site has the SEC Freshman of the Year and the ACC Freshman of the Year in it. Just wanted to ask you about Toby, and kind of from the moment she stepped on campus till now, where have you seen her grow the most?
I think just understanding, just scheme and the playbook, terminology, just all of those things that are, for most players, much more layered in college than they are in high school. So she has an understanding of what we're trying to do on every play, and an understanding of where she needs to be. And so that has grown as the season has gone along. And I think her confidence has grown as her understanding of what we're trying to do is grown. So that's what I would say has probably been the biggest change from when she first got here till now.
Front row.
Destiny with the Juice Network. First of all, Coach, congratulations on the ACC championship. Can you speak on what you're telling your team coming off such a high win and coming off that championship and preparing them for the next steps?
That it means nothing. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like we're going to start the game up 10-0 because we won the ACC title. Nobody cares. Nobody in this tournament cares that we won the conference tournament. So you just have to be prepared to play your best. And it was great. I'm not saying nobody cares to diminish the accomplishment. I think in the moment and in the immediate aftermath, we celebrated, and we were excited about it, as you should be. I do believe in celebrating in the moment. I don't believe you should all wait till the end of the year and then reflect on it. To me, celebrate it. If you have big moments in your life, and celebrate them in the moment. Tell people you appreciate them in the moment. But then at some point the moment passes and there's the next moment that you have to chase and that you have to pursue. And so that's what we're focused on, what's next. And what's next is to try and win a first round game and get to where there's only 32 teams left. And that's a big cut to go from 64 to 32. You've got to play well to make that cut. And, so that's kind of what we're focused on.
Front row.
Hey, Coach. Doug Feinberg, AP. Nice to see you. 2 questions. First one is, how big is it for women's basketball to have units for the tournament? You guys make money for every game that you play in this tournament, which was not the case until this year.
Yeah.
And the second one is just how big is it to this area having 3 women's sites here and the men's site, so you have North Carolina, this area being sort of the hotbed of basketball right now?
Well, I kind of look at it as the units is, well, I guess it's good. It is good. I just think it should be more. So I think we need more money with the units than what we have now. So I think the first step is good, that there's actually something in place that allows for more revenue generation. So that's a step in the right direction. But I think the revenue coming into the sport should be higher. As far as your second question, I mean, we know what we have here. We play these guys all the time. They're really good teams. And I think they've been rewarded for the years that they've had. And there was a time that this was the best area in the country for women's college basketball. And I think we can get back to that. I think the 3 programs are strong. I think they have really good players. I think they have really good followings, fan followings. And this is a special place. I mean, think about it. How many metropolitan areas do you know of that could have 3 teams like that in one area and draw? Most people draw because they have a whole state that is behind them, or just an entire city. So they can draw from 1 hour east and 1 hour north and 1 hour south and 1 hour west. And like everyone can converge upon this town that supports the one team. And this place has 3 in 30 minutes. There's nothing like it in the country. I mean, it'll take you 2 hours to get from UCLA to USC. And the traffic on the 405, brother, right? They're 2 hours from each other, right? We're 30 minutes. So I think it speaks to the passion of the basketball in this area. There's, I just think like if you went and knocked on doors in the neighborhood, everybody's a basketball fan. Per household or per neighborhood, we just have more fans here of college basketball. That's just what it is. And I know it because wherever I go, people come up to me and they're not even all the times Duke fans. They're, other schools fans, but they talk about the season. They talk about this, and they'll wish you luck if you're not playing their team. But everywhere you go around here is basketball, college basketball. And that's more unique than you think in the country, where this sport is the number one sport in this area. Think about all the cities you know. Where is college basketball the number one sport? It's not. It's not, but here it is. And so I think being a part of that is really, really cool.
Front row.
Hi, Coach. We spoke to your players about the rivalry with Lehigh. Can you tell us what you told them coming into this game and how they've been preparing and practicing and what they may have changed or what you have suggested to change with them?
Well, we haven't changed how we prepare. We try to prepare the same way for each team. We don't have the same scheme for each team, but in terms of the amount of respect that you show, every opponent should be high, and so that's how we've prepared. They're a really good team. We've watched a lot of film on them. We've prepared how we want to play them offensively and defensively, and with how much energy that we need to play to win. It's not more energy than we normally need to play with, but it's a lot. If you watch us play, we play with a lot of energy, so we have to bring that. That's what it is. I mean, you have to have like the appropriate fear every time you go into the game. Like you have to know that you can be beaten. You don't necessarily have to believe that you will be beaten, but you have to know that it's possible. Because if you don't know that it's possible, if you don't think it's possible at all, you'll slip in your preparation. Think about it. If you don't think something's possible, then you won't prepare as hard. But if you think something's possible or something's imminent, why does everybody go buy milk and eggs when the hurricane's coming? Right? Yeah, toilet paper. Here's my guy. Toilet paper, right? All of a sudden it's imminent. All of a sudden you're worried. you know? My house has a lot of milk and eggs and toilet paper. I'm always ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. Appropriate fear, right? If it happens, I'm ready. I ain't running out. I use that as a silly analogy, but that's an example of how you have to be as a competitor. You got to be always ready, no matter who you're playing. And if you can train yourself to be that, you know, then you're going to put yourself in a good position. Doesn't mean you're going to win all the time. Just because you're ready doesn't mean you win. You have to go out there and earn it. But the mindset that it takes to get yourself to be prepared. So that's what we try to teach them. And that's what we try to get them to, you know, light the fire under them to understand that. Because that ultimately comes down to the respect that you have. If you respect somebody, you'll prepare hard for them. If you don't respect them, you won't. So the first baseline thing you have to have is respect for all your opponents, respect for all the people that you're competing against. We have that for Lehigh. And we've had that for every team this year. But we have to make sure that we continue to have that, and then we'll prepare appropriately.
Any other questions? Well, we time for one more. Yep, front row, right here.
Just, you know, in preparing for Lehigh, I'm just kind of curious, when you watch them on film, what stuck out to you about them? What do they do really well?
Well, they do a lot of things well. They space the floor really well. They make reads very well. They take advantage of your mistakes defensively very well. They have a number of three-point shooters on the court, and they can, you know, put 4 and 5 three-point shooters on at the same time to space you out. I think they're second in the country in free throw percentage, so they get to the line and they make them. And then defensively, they force you to take the type of shots that they want you to take, not the ones that you want to take. Very experienced team as well, and a team that wins. I mean, they win, and they seem to, on film, have a lot of connectivity, have a good chemistry with one another. It's going to be a big challenge for our defense. There's no doubt. We're going to have to be very disciplined, and we're going to have to work to be disruptive. We always try to be disruptive. If you watch us play, we always try to be disruptive. But you have to work to be that. You know, you don't just start the game and say, boo, you know, we're disruptive. You have to work to be disruptive. And different teams make you work for it in different ways. They're going to make us work for it a little bit to be disruptive. And so we're going to have to see if we can be that tomorrow.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Best of luck tomorrow. As a reminder to the media, Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.